Dominic Raab clashed with Andrew Marr on the BBC Today, criticising the TV host for repeatedly trying to grill the minister deputising for Boris Johnson on the plans to lift the lockdown. Dominic Raab branded plans to announce an easing of lockdown measures as completely irresponsible and could mislead the public, in a scathing rebuke of Nicola Sturgeon and Sir Keir Starmer. The Foreign Secretary, who is deputising for Prime Minister Boris Johnson, clashed with Andrew Marr, who repeatedly tried to ask about details of how the UK would lift the coronavirus lockdown. The government has come under increasing pressure to divulge its plans to lift the lockdown after Nicola Sturgeon released her own 25-page plan and Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer requested greater clarity from Downing Street. Mr. Raab hit back at Marr this morning in a heated exchange after the BBC host did. The Foreign Secretary hinted at some ways schools, sport and businesses could begin to return to a new normal. However, Mr. Raab slapped down those calls to lift the lockdown completely as he said the UK was still at a delicate and dangerous stage of the outbreak and the focus must remain on slowing the spread of the disease and reducing the number of deaths. This prompted Marr to repeatedly interrogate the cabinet minister on what the specific plans entailed. In the exchange, Marr said, "I am not looking new policy but just your reflections. Is it possible for schools to come back without social distancing?" Mr. Raab responded, "I think it is inconceivable that they would come back without some measures that are already applied to those in school, for the children of key workers." However, he reiterated that he was not going to get into this as he said giving details on specific measures to ease the coronavirus lockdown would be. Despite this remark, Marr persisted, but that means logically since schools can't double in size overnight, that the class size will be smaller. Mr. Raab said, "Again, I understand what you are trying to do here." When Marr denied this, claiming, "I am not trying to do anything," Mr. Raab hit back, "You are." The BBC host continued, "I am just trying to ask whether kids will go to school every day, or maybe only part of a day. Again, lots of parents and children are trying to imagine the kind of options the government could announce." The minister scolded the BBC broadcaster's line of questioning, saying, "If I start suggesting one thing or another now without us knowing where the virus is or testing the package of measures with the scientists, we send the wrong signals and we don't provide reassurance. We might even provide more worry for parents and teachers." Earlier in the interview, Mr. Raab told the BBC that passing 20,000 deaths in the UK was heartbreaking but the toll could have been much worse without the strict measures. It comes as